Yeah, let us see the geometrical meaning of this differential equation of first order and first degree.
Yes, sir.
I'll start with this. For example, the differential equation first order first degree, I can represent in this way. The function of x, y, and its derivative with respect to x, y with respect. So this is the differential equation. This means involving independent variable x, dependent variable, and its derivative. And it appears in the first order first degree. So this is the differential equation of first order and first degree. So I will denote this as equation 1. Please clarify, are you able to hear me and are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We are able
Yes,
to
yes,
hear you.
yes,
sir. Hear you
Very
and
able
see
to.
the screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, so we know that the direction of a curve at particular point is determined by drawing a tangent line at that point. So that means the direction of curve. This is at any point, at a particular point, at any particular point is determined by drawing a tangent line at that point. This is very fundamental. At that point. In other words, it is the slope is given by dy by dx at that particular point. That means dy by dx at that point. So this means the slope. Now let us see some small construction here in just in 2 dimension in a single independent variable. You have x-axis and then y-axis. So let's take a point A0 in the first quadrant or the domain, and I will denote this A0 as some point x0, y0 in 2-dimensional plane. So be any point in the xy plane, of course. And what is the derivative of because you have y0 here with respect to this y0, whatever, we can find out the slope at this point, right? I will write this as m0. That means at this point with respect to x0, this gives the slope. That means the slope at a0. With the slope of the curve at a0 derived from this equation 1. What is equation 1? Equation 1 is nothing but f of x by dy by dx. This is some given equation. From this you can find out dy by dx, what is dy by dx, and slope at that point. That means at x0 and y0 you are evaluating that. That I am calling it as m0. Now take a neighboring point a1 to this a0. That means there is some point, you call it as some a1, which is a neighboring point, such that the slope of this tangent a0 a1, slope of this segment a0 a1 is m0. So that means this slope is m0. So take a neighboring point a1 such that the slope of this a0 a1 is m0. Now you use the same technique here, a2. That means to construct that, let m1 be the slope of the curve at a1. That is derived from equation 1, of course, from the given equation from 1. And again take a neighborhood point, that is a2, with the condition that the slope of the segment is m1. Slope is m1. That means the slope of the segment a0 a1 is the slope of the segment a1 a2 is m1, and continuing in this manner. So that means what exactly happening? A0 you have taken in the xy point, A0 be any point, and calculate the slope at this point. With that slope you take a neighboring point. With that slope m0 you take a neighboring point a1. Again find out m1. M1 is nothing but slope at this point, new point a1. And with this slope again you take a neighboring point a2, and continuing in this way. That means you will get a3, a4, and so on like this. With the corresponding slope you are getting that. So m1 is the slope of course m1 is the slope at a1. So this means dy1 by dx1. Okay, it is the slope at this point. Now you continue this with the slope m0, take a neighboring point a1, with the slope m1 take a neighboring point a2, and continue this way. Now continue this manner, right down, continue like this, we get a succession of points a0, a1, a2, and continue in this manner. You will get or you approximated a curve, namely c equal to phi of x. I'll call this as the curve c, which is called phi of x, curve c. Right? Of course, you will get a smooth curve if you take the points are very close to that instead of far away points, wherein you need not give too much distance here. Suppose a1, a0 is close to this, a1 is close to that, a2, and very close. Then you will get a smooth curve. Otherwise, it is a segments joining. That depends on the point which you have chosen there. So now this curve is nothing but the solution of the equation 1. This curve is nothing but this curve is solution of the differential equation 1. So this depends where you have started here. For example, if I start somewhere here, then I will get another curve like this. So take a neighboring point and take the slope of that and go on like this. Use the equation 1, the given equation, to find the slope at the point. So like this, you will get a different family of curves here, of course. Different curves you will get. C1, this is say some C1, C2, C3, and go on like this you will get. So the equation of each such curve is a particular solution. For example, C1 is a particular solution, C2 is a particular solution, C3 is a particular solution, and so on. Now the question is, somebody texted me just now, what about the algebra of these solutions? Means if I take a C1 is a solution, C2 is a solution, whether C1 plus C2 is a solution? Yes, definitely. C1 plus C2 is a solution, but C1 into C2 gives you another solution. The representation is here. The meaning is, for example, C1 is a solution, C2 is a solution. C1 plus C2 is also a solution. But this represents something else. Suppose you have this is solution, this is solution. C1 plus C2 means what? This is C1, this is C2. This is the sum vector, something like this. But this is depending on this C1 and C2. If I change this C1, C2, then C1 plus C2 also will change. It is also a solution. And similarly, Minus means that other side. Of course, C1 minus C2 is nothing but algebraically it is C1 plus minus C2 is also a solution. Right? But C1 into C2, C2 when product of the solutions. This depends on the domain and the equation. But normally this plus we are taking, that is called the linear combination. And also one more question arises here. What about constant multiplied with the solution y? Yes, constant multiplied is that these many times c times that y is repeating. Therefore, cy we will write it. It is a repeated addition. So this is also a solution. So algebra of solutions all subject to the domain and the equation what you are dealing depends on that. Okay, but in general we are taking linear combination of solutions. But when we start the topic linear combination and the solutions are independent, what are the different conditions for that? So that point of time I will tell you the algebra of solutions much detailed. Right. Now this will form a one curve C1, C2, C3 and so on. So now the equation of system of all such curves is the general solution. The equation of the system of all such curves is the general solution. But otherwise each one is a particular solution. That is the meaning. Right. Now let us see some examples. Before going to examples, sorry, how to form this? Okay, formation of differential equation. Differential equations are formed by elimination of arbitrary constants. So differential equations are formed by elimination of arbitrary constants. So to eliminate arbitrary constants, we require two or more equations beside the given relation. Of course, in that case, we need to form either second order differential equation or the first order differential equation, so that it will be constants will be eliminated. But I'll see this one rather than explaining that part, but to see the example. Eliminate the constants from the equation. From the equation y equal to e to the power of x a cos x plus b sin x. This is a very simple one, and obtain the differential equation. And here there are two arbitrary constants. Here a and b are arbitrary constants. Now if I call this as equation 1, very simple to understand this. Differentiating 1 with respect to x, then we will get dy by dx as usual e power x into the differentiation of e power x derivative is e power x, and the second one is same, plus e power x as it is into derivative of the inner side cos x minus sin x, sin x is cos x, and go by a back substitution. E power x into this is nothing but y plus e power x minus a sin x plus b cos x. Very algebraical differentiating again, because you have to get rid of the constants a and b. Differentiating again the same one with respect to x. Then the left side dy by dx derivative is d square by dx square, and right side y derivative is dy by dx, plus again use the product rule here, e power x into e power x derivative e power x minus a sin x plus b cos x plus e power x into the derivative of the inner side sin x derivative cos x, therefore a cos x plus cos x derivative sin x. That means I'm getting here minus b sin x, and this is simplified as just dy by dx plus this part you can rewrite as, so from this dy by dx minus y is e power x times minus a sin x plus b cos x. So therefore I can always replace this part with dy by dx minus y and minus you take it outside, and e power x into a cos x plus b sin x, that is minus y just. So this means this part is minus 1. So if you combine the terms, so d square by dx square minus 2 times dy by dx plus 2y minus y 0 is the required differential equation, which is free of constants. So this is one simple exercise. It's not difficult one, but very simple. So the next one, another 2 more examples on the same. We'll continue. After that, going to an next expression. Find the differential equation of all circles touching the axis of y at the origin and centers on the axis of x. This is just nothing. That means touching the axis y at the origin. So this, something like this. This is 0, 0, and this is h. So that the point C is h comma 0, which lies on the x-axis center. And anybody can realize that the equation of such circle.
Sir, won't it be a parallel line to the y-axis, sir?
Yeah. Circles touching the y-axis only.
Oh, touching.
Touching the y-axis at the origin and centers on the x-axis. Therefore, you can take a C h comma 0, h1 comma 0, something like that. So the equation of such a circle is x is shifted to h times, means h distance, that go x minus h whole square plus y square equal to radius is h square. This is the equation 1. Because h towards x-axis, it shifted h units. The radius is h, and touching y-axis at the origin. And this has only one constant. So this means if you expand and simplify this, x square plus y square minus 2hx is 0. So where h is the only arbitrary constant, where h is the only arbitrary constant. Now differentiating one with respect to x. It is just one means the same equation. You can call this as 1. No issue. So 2x plus 2y, y derivative divided by dx minus 2h equal to 0. This means 2 gets cancelled everywhere. Therefore, h equal to x plus y divided by dx. And this h we can substitute in equation 1. So that you will get x square plus y square minus 2x times h is x plus y divided by dx is 0. Now this means one more step. 2xy we have divided by dx plus x square minus y square, because minus x square here minus 2x square, but you have here minus, I'm writing all together minus I multiplied. So this is equal to 0, which is a differential equation which is free of constant. But what if we shift both the origin, not only this towards x direction, but in general if you move it, so that what is the general equation of a circle with the radius a units, and what about the differential equation corresponding to that? This is little lengthy. Next example.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in the question it says and the centers of the axis of x, right, sir? So can we take the negative side of the x-axis also? And if we do, will it be the same?
That x plus h will come. That's all.
That's all.
Yes, yes. Algebraically, that is the only difference, but you are shifting that. That's all. This left side.
So, but if we take the negative side, the answer would be the same, right?
Huh?
When we take the negative side of the x-axis, the answer would be same, right?
No, answer can be different. Means the equation which is representing that equation may be minus plus minus times the other one you will get. Maybe you can try that and see x plus h you will get the equation of circle, and you differentiate once, that is also same because only one constant you have. Again, touching the y-axis, you keep and try. But in the left hand side, the origin in this point h minus h comma.
But the
anyway,
answer is coming the same. I checked right now.
I'm not able to hear you sound.
The answer is coming the same. Probably the signs are going to change, but the terms are going to remain the same.
And
That's
for general point, let us see. Then all will be particular cases, right?
All right. Yes, sir.
If it is hk, for example, we forget moving left hand side, right hand side, but in moving in general way, let us see the differential equation. That is the best example to understand. Write the other one. Form the differential equation of all. Differential equation of all circles of radius A units. So the equation of the circle of any circle of radius A, the equation of any circle of radius A units. This is well known, x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to a square. Here hk is the center and a is any arbitrary constant, of course. And the center coordinates of the center are arbitrary, where the coordinates of the center this is arbitrary, of course. Now if I call this as equation 1, a little more computations involved here, but it's not difficult. There are two constants here, h and k. So differentiating 1 with respect to x. Write carefully the step 2 times x minus h plus 2 times y minus k, and y derivative is dy by dx equal to 0, and getting cancelled 2 throughout, simplified, x minus h plus y minus k times dy by dx equal to 0. This is a 2, equation 2. So differentiating again, there are two constants here. Here x minus h with respect to x1 plus we need to use the product rule here because y is minus k is a function of y and dy by dx also. So y minus what k, if I keep as it is, dy by dx derivative is d square y by dx square plus y minus k derivative is 1 y derivative, and dy by dx derivative is dy by dx into again dy by dx, right? That is dy by dx whole square equal to 0. The first one is the second order derivative. First one is dy by dx into y minus k derivative is dy by dx again. Therefore, dy by dx whole square. So this is say some third equation. Of course, this can be simplified. Y minus k, I will write it, especially what it is here, product here. So y minus k is the rest of the terms you take right hand side, therefore minus you will get first of all 1 plus dy by dx whole square by, because the y minus k is multiplying with the second order here, d square y by dx square. This is y minus k. So therefore you have x minus h. X minus h you have to find it. Okay. Now from 2 we'll find what is x minus h in that case. So from 2, x minus h can be written as minus y minus k times dy by dx, right? But y minus k is already available here. Therefore, I'll just substitute y minus k, minus or minus you will get plus here. So therefore, this is nothing but dy by dx into 1 plus dy by dx whole square by d square y by dx square. The reason is y minus k I have substituted here this value. and this value I have substituted here. And minus you have here and minus here, therefore becomes plus. Therefore dy by dx is the factor of that into 1 plus dy by dx whole square by denominator is same. So now your equation involves x minus h, y minus k. Therefore we have done this big exercise. Now both x minus h and y minus k substitute in the given equation. So substituting the values, x minus h and y minus k in equation 1. So we get x minus h whole square means.
Sir, the above equation, where did the minus go?
Minus? No, here y minus k has minus before.
Oh yes.
Here x minus h also starts with a minus of y minus k. So when you are substituting y minus k here, minus of minus, that is plus.
Yes, sir.
So therefore x minus h whole square, that means I have to take the square of this above term. So then dy by dx whole square into 1 plus dy by dx whole square you will get here, because x minus h whole square divided by d square y by dx square whole square again. This is all x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square. Y minus k already has minus, therefore when you are squaring it, you are ignoring the minus sign here. So therefore plus 1 plus dy by dx whole square because of y minus k whole square by the denominator here d square y by dx square whole square, because y minus k whole square you are taking. The right side as usual a square. Because in the denominator we have dy square y by dx square whole square, that you can take to right hand side, that LCM. So and also numerator you can take the common term as 1 plus dy by dx whole square. So what is the common term here? If you look at here, you can take this term to right hand side here, and this is the common term in both. Therefore you can take that term common. So next one more step to reach. So this implies that the above step implies I'll take the common step 1 plus dy by dx whole square. This is common in both the steps, both the terms. The first term, if you take that, you will get only dy by dx whole square here, rest of the term. Plus in the second term, that is the only term, therefore plus 1 you will get. And the denominator I am taking the right hand side, a square times d square y by dx square whole square. So this means these terms are both are same, only whole power square or 2 here whole power 1, that is the meaning. So therefore together gives you 1 plus dy by dx whole square whole cube, right, equal to a square times d square y by dx square whole square. Then what is a right hand side? If you keep on square root, if you take both sides, then this is nothing but 1 plus. Of course, this is the required differential equation. This is the required differential equation. You can stop at this moment, but I just want one more formula here: 1 plus dy by dx whole square whole power 3 by 2 by d square by dx square. That means I'm taking square root both sides and writing a alone in the right hand side. Okay, then this left side expression gives the radius of curvature at any point that is constant. That is the proof for that. Okay, till here if you do it, that is you formed the differential equation. This is the required differential equation. That's over. But you go one step ahead. What is a from this? That means square root you are taking both sides. That means here 3 by 2, and this will come as a denominator whole square whole power 1 by 2. That is just d square by dx square. So this stands for, the meaning of this is, this formula, left side formula, gives you radius of curvature at any point. So radius of curvature, but we are not doing curvature and all now, but just for formula purpose. It is a curvature at any point is constant always.
Sir?
A only.
Sir?
Anyway, not necessary for you, but only formation of differential equation at this point.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir. This formula is applicable for any second degree equation, sir? Radius of curvature one?
No, if you have two constants.
Yes, sir. Two constants. Yes, sir. Shifted. Sir, suppose we take a shifted ellipse, sir, that is not centered at, that does not have its center at origin, and then we need to, sir?
Which one?
Sir, suppose we take a shifted ellipse, which does not have its center at origin. Then can we use the same formula to find the radius of curvature?
Radius of curvature is same for Cartesian curves. This is the formula.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
But sometimes the parametric is much easier. But this form, three types are there: curvature in polar and parametric and Cartesian. But curvature and all not there in the syllabus at this moment. But next semester, if there, we will see that. But not now. That's the problem. Yeah, that's why I put a line here. Only formation differential equation at this moment. Anyway, that curvature is a good question, but this is the standard formula. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes. Now, today's class I will stop because today is the first class. I'll just give one homework question to you, and then one or two questions homework I will give you. Then try. Next class onwards we'll start topic. So these questions you can try yourself. Eliminate arbitrary constants. Y equal to C1 e power minus 2x plus C2 e power 3x Next question. Form differential equation given x equal to a cos nt plus alpha. Of course, equation of simple harmonic motion. This is the equation of simple harmonic motion. One more question. One second. Form differential equation of family of parabolas the differential equation of the family of parabolas having their vertices at origin and their foci on x-axis. Focus on x-axis. That means so parabolas of the type y square equal to 4x. Focus on the x-axis, the different parabolas. So these three questions you try from your end. If you get any doubts, I'll explain you next class. And also I'll start with different methods in the next class. What are the requirements?
Can you scroll down a bit?
Yeah.
Can you scroll down? Yeah.
Okay, you're able to see?
Yes, sir, I can.
Yeah.
So will you please share your phone number and email ID?
What is that? Please repeat.
So will you please share your phone number and email ID?
Yeah, I'll write it here. Yes, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, my name is Shyam Prasad Kunjam. @manipal.edu. This is an email. And in even the Teams also you can put me message. When if not immediately, sometimes it may be delayed because it overlap the messages and all most of the time because I'm handling 200 plus students at this moment. But otherwise, okay, no problem. And also 9343858266. This is my mobile. Then WhatsApp or anything is same. But sometimes I may not be able to see the message because of overflow of the message. But anyway, I'll respond to you. SYIMPRASCAD.K @manipal.edu is the email ID. 9343858266 is my phone number, mobile number. So I am the professor of mathematics in the department, in the same department of mathematics. And if there's anything, doubts in further class moment, some difficult concept starts, then only doubts will start normally. But anyway, I'm ready to explain you anytime. That's not a problem. But your effort is from the day is very important, as I mentioned. Next topic is of course, this is the first order, first degree.
Sir.
Yes. But
Sir,
mostly,
are you going to discuss the homework before starting the next lecture?
Homework in general we will not discuss because it takes. In case doubt session, that time I will discuss some outline of that. But it is practice for you. But in case required some difficulty problems, if I realize, then I will discuss. No issue.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll stop recording. 1 second. I'll take attendance once again. Please wait. Yeah. Attendance. Okay. Right. Good luck. All the best.